Okay.
Or whatever the requirements of the document are, yes.
There's a document that's going, they're going to redact personal information that tells what the attorneys found and what his suggestions are.
Right.
The board does.
Right, got that
And
part.
that's what was passed.
And the corrective action
If you-
is part of that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll use corrective action, I'm not sure.
Oh,
that's
okay,
the-
but I know what you're talking about, we all know what you're talking about. So, my question on the corrective action, is it going to be a public thing like their contracts? Is it going to be open to public viewing, like their contracts are?
As far as what's involved in the corrective action,
Yes.
I don't believe so.
Yeah.
I don't know that I can do
Yeah.
that. I mean, it's not like I'm gonna purposely hide anything there, I mean. Laugh all you want, I mean, the point is, you know.
I'm not laughing.
Why would we do
I'm really
it?
not laughing.
Yeah.
Honestly, there's no reason that I want everybody to get better here, including me. Everybody, I hope, can improve from this, and that's the goal. And I'm being.
Well, at least
honest
you've
with
got a
you.
crowd for your board meetings from here until the end of time.
Listen, I know you may not think this, but I'm very grateful that you all are here. You're all part of an important part of
But
the
are you
community.
hearing us?
No.
No, you don't.
Okay.
That's what,
It
because
will
I
be- it
mean,
will
Bobby
be.
doesn't look up until he talks.
Thank you.
Moffitt just sits there.
Anybody.
I barely hear these two talking.
And
so I
that,
don't
come
know
on,
if
you
he hears.
County, you can get anything off of it. Like if you want to go see what was in Osmond.
Right. Right, well, I mean, I've got old contracts here with transfer clauses, new contracts without. I just wondered if that was going to be included, since you and I had spoken of it earlier.
I'd be happy to speak to that for a moment.
Okay, all right,
But the chairman asked me to do some investigation
all right,
as to what we might do with that corrective action plan.
okay.
I talked to several other superintendents in other areas, and they gave me several suggestions. There is an organization called the Tennessee Organization of School Superintendents. Dr. Vance belongs to that organization, and they provide supportive services, advisement services to the existing 140 superintendents in the state of Tennessee. I've spoken, the rest of the board doesn't know this at this point because we can't operate that way. I've spoken to the executive director of that organization, and he told me that they have a service that would provide those kinds of services, coming in on a weekly or monthly basis, whatever it's to be based on. And they would work with Dr. Vance on that corrective action plan, advising him, suggesting to him how he can, change his image, his structure, whatever the issue, they determine the issue is. Part of that, they asked me if we could provide them with a recent evaluation of Dr. Vance. This morning, we voted on that, and we did on this afternoon, I guess it was, and we talked about that corrective action plan. And if the board elects to go ahead with this, and we haven't had an opportunity to talk about that at all with the full board, then they would look at that evaluation document that we've already done, and use that kind of as the basis to identify areas that they see as weaknesses, that we have seen as weaknesses, because we're the ones that developed that, and then move ahead there. They're headquartered in Nashville, so they would be sending people over here. The executive director and one of the assistants would be the ones that would probably be doing this, and we have to pay their expense money in coming, but there's no additional fee that we have to pay as part of that.
Okay. Thank you.
And that's the most constructive way. Again, I want us all to get better, any way we can.
First, I have to
And
admit,
believe it or not, I'm trying.
not good.
So we got about 10 minutes. Who all wants to speak?